Today, we will explore the planets in our solar system. This video is only for beginners. Thank you for watching. Sit back and enjoy. Mercury, the small but mighty planet. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system and the closest to the Sun. If you imagine our solar system as a family, Mercury would be the tiny, super-fast sibling who loves extreme conditions. It orbits the Sun at 58 million kilometers away and is only slightly bigger than Earth's moon. One of the most amazing things about Mercury is how extreme its temperatures are. During the day, when it faces the Sun, the surface gets so hot, about 430 degrees Celsius, that it could melt metal. But at night, since Mercury has almost no atmosphere to trap heat, temperatures drop to minus 180 degrees Celsius, colder than Antarctica. That's a crazy temperature swing of over 600 degrees Celsius. Because Mercury is small, its gravity is weak, about 38% of Earth's gravity. This means that if you weigh 100 kilograms on Earth, you'd only weigh 38 kilograms on Mercury. Walking there would feel much lighter. Another strange fact about Mercury is how long its days and years are. It orbits the Sun in just 88 Earth days, which means a Mercury year is shorter than 3 months on Earth. But its rotation is very slow, taking 176 Earth days for a full day-night cycle. That means if you were standing on Mercury, you'd experience sunlight for nearly 3 months straight, followed by 3 months of darkness. Venus, Earth's fiery twin. Venus, being almost the same size and structure of our planet, is often referred to as Earth's twin. But don't be fooled. Venus isn't Earth's twin. Well, actually, it's like a withering, poison-filled, kill-you-dead hell. Although Venus is the second planet from the Sun, one position behind Mercury, it is the hottest planet in the solar system. The reason? Its heavy atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide, producing such a potent greenhouse effect that heat is trapped. This brings surface temperature up to a scorching 465 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. That's hotter than Mercury, and Mercury's closer to the Sun. Venus, as of course, famed for its thick yellowish clouds, composed of sulfuric acid. These clouds obscure our view of the planet's surface and give Venus its bright appearance in the sky. If you were standing on Venus, it would appear orange because the dense clouds filter sunlight. But here's some of the weirdness of Venus. Its day is longer than its year. Venus takes 243 Earth days to spin on its axis once, even though it orbits the Sun in 225 Earth days. This means that if you were living on Venus, one single day would take longer than a whole year. But wait, there's more. Venus spins in the opposite direction of most planets. If you did so on the surface, you'd watch the Sun rise in the west and set in the east, opposite of what we see on Earth. If you weighed 100 kilograms on Earth, you would weigh only 90 kilograms on Venus, because the gravity of Venus is 90% of the gravity of Earth. Scientists suspect Venus may have even had oceans, which eventually boiled away due to the extreme greenhouse effect, leaving us with the hellish planet we see now. Earth, the only home we know. Earth, the only planet known to have life. It is just the right distance from the Sun, not too hot, not too cold, so we can have liquid water, which is needed for life. Earth orbits the Sun at 149.6 million kilometers and is the heaviest planet in the solar system. It has a life-sustaining atmosphere, primarily oxygen and nitrogen, enabling us to breathe and protecting us from dangerous radiation. Of the many wonders the Earth presents to us, one of the most captivating is its climates. The hottest temperature ever recorded was 56.7 degrees Celsius in Death Valley, California, and the coldest was -89 degrees Celsius in Antarctica. And yet, the harshest environments on Earth, from extreme heat to deep cold to acute pressure, are still where life exists in its varied forms, including tiny bacteria and giant whales. It takes the Earth 365 days to go around the Sun, and a full rotation is 24 hours. With its oceans, forests, mountains, and deserts, Earth is an entirely unique planet in our universe. Mars, the red planet and our future home. Mars is one of the most exciting planets because scientists think that it may have had water, and maybe even life. It is the fourth planet from the Sun, roughly half the size of Earth, and coated with red dust caused by iron oxide, rust, on its surface. But Mars is so much more than a lifeless desert. It has giant mountains, valleys, and canyons. Canyons larger than the Grand Canyon. The highest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, is on Mars, 3 times the height of Mount Everest. Mars is much colder than Earth. It averages -60 degrees Celsius, but can reach 20 degrees Celsius in summer at the equator. Its atmosphere is very thin, mostly carbon dioxide, and so it cannot hold on to heat very well. A day on Mars is about like a day here on Earth. A Martian day is 24.6 hours, but a year on Mars is 687 days, nearly twice as long as a year on Earth. Mars has low gravity, only about 38% of Earth's gravity. If on Earth you have a weight of 100 kilograms, your weight on Mars would only be 38 kilograms. Jupiter, the giant king of the solar system. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, so large all the other planets could fit inside it. At 139,820 kilometers in diameter, it's 11 times wider than Earth. Jupiter is a gas giant, composed almost entirely of hydrogen and helium. Unlike rocky planets such as Earth and Mars, it lacks a solid surface, but deep down, it could feature a dense core enveloped in liquid metallic hydrogen. NASA made lots of discoveries about Jupiter, like its most famous one, the Great Red Spot, an enormous storm which is bigger than Earth and has been blowing for centuries. Jupiter is also incredibly windy, battered by storms and winds gusting hundreds of miles per hour. Despite Jupiter's immensity, it rotates super quick. A day in Jupiter time is 10 hours long. But it takes 12 Earth years for Jupiter to go around the Sun because it's so remote. Jupiter has more than 90 moons, and it is home to Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, and Europa, which has a cold surface and possibly an ocean under it, where alien life could exist. On Jupiter, if you were standing atop its clouds, you'd weigh 2.4 times what you do on Earth. If you weighed 100 kilograms on Thermia, then you would weigh 240 kilograms on the surrounding galactic Jupiter. Saturn, the majestic ringed giant. You are there. You are there. You are like planets that Saturn, the superstar of our solar system. It is well known for its beautiful rings, making it one of the most stunning sights in space. Despite what they may look like from far away, these rings are actually composed of billions of particles of ice and rock ranging from small pebbles to the size of mountains. Saturn is 9th largest planet of solar system, with a diameter of 116,460 kilometers, 9.5 times mean diameter of the Earth. But Saturn is also the lightest planet, because it is mostly hydrogen and helium, making it less dense than water. If you owned a bathtub large enough, Saturn would float. Also, this is a gas giant, and it is the farthest from the Sun at 1.4 billion kilometers of distance, with an orbit that takes a staggering 29 years to complete. But it spins so fast that a day on Saturn is only 10.7 Earth hours long. Saturn's atmosphere. Its atmosphere is mostly cold and windy, -173 degrees Celsius to -113 degrees Celsius. It also has gigantic storms, including a hexagon-shaped one at its north pole, one of science's great mysteries that's yet to be solved. The other wonderful thing about Saturn is its moons. It has more than 80 moons, but Titan is its most famous one. Titan is the only moon in the solar system with a dense atmosphere. It has lakes of liquid methane and ethane. Scientists suspect Titan could have the right conditions for an alien life form, albeit a vastly different one than that found on Earth. If you somehow could stand on Saturn, you'd be dealing with a gravity 1.08 times as strong as Earth's. So if you weighed 100 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh 108 pounds on Saturn. Uranus, the icy, sideways spinning giant. And now we come to the strangest planet of them all, Uranus. Whereas nearly every planet spins upright like a top, Uranus rolls around the sun on its side. It's tilted 98 degrees, meaning it basically spins on its side. Scientists think a colossal impact knocked Uranus over ages ago. That's what caused its strange rotation. Uranus is an ice giant, meaning it's mainly composed of icy substances like water, methane, and ammonia, as well as hydrogen and helium. It measures 50,724 kilometers across, roughly 4 times wider than Earth. It's so far from the Sun, 2.9 billion kilometers, and so slow-moving on its orbit that 84 Earth years elapse between orbits. That means if you were born on Uranus, your first birthday would come 84 years after your birth. But a day on Uranus is only 17 Earth hours long. But due to its tilted axis, each pole receives 42 years of sunlight, and then 42 years of darkness. How about the sun not rising or setting for decades? Imagine living in such place. With temperatures reaching -224 degrees Celsius, Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system. Its striking blue-green color is due to methane gas in its atmosphere that absorbs red light and reflects green light. Uranus, unlike Saturn, has faint, narrow rings that are difficult to observe. It also has 27 known moons named for characters from Shakespearean plays, including Titania, Oberon, and Miranda. If you weighed 45 kilograms on Earth, you'd weigh about 39 kilograms on Uranus, because its gravity is a little weaker than Earth's. Not much is known about Uranus, at least not yet, since it's so far away. As of October 2023, only one spacecraft, Voyager 2, has ever visited Uranus, which was in 1986. Future missions may help us crack more of this upside-down planet's secrets. Neptune, the deep blue, wild, and windy giant. If you thought Uranus was cold, wait until you hear about Neptune. As the farthest planet from the Sun, Neptune sits 4.5 billion kilometers away. It takes a mind-blowing 165 Earth years to orbit the Sun. That means since its discovery in 1846, it has only completed one full orbit. Neptune is very similar to Uranus, but its deeper blue color suggests that there's something more than just methane in its atmosphere. Some scientists believe that Neptune's unique chemical composition might create this rich blue shade. Even though Neptune is so far from the Sun, it's not a calm and peaceful place. In fact, Neptune has the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching 2,100 kilometers per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. These winds create huge storms, including the Great Dark Spot, a massive storm similar to Jupiter's Great Red Spot, but it disappeared in the 1990s. A day on Neptune lasts about 16 Earth hours, but because it's so far away, sunlight is 900 times weaker than on Earth. Imagine a place where the moon looks like twilight. Neptune has 14 known moons, with Triton being the most fascinating. Triton orbits Neptune backward, meaning it moves in the opposite direction of the planet's rotation. Scientists believe Triton was once a dwarf planet that Neptune's gravity pulled in and captured. What makes Triton even more special is that it has cryovolcanoes, volcanoes that erupt icy materials instead of lava. Neptune also has faint, thin rings, but they are much harder to see than Saturn's. If you weighed 45 kilograms on Earth, you'd weigh about 52 kilograms on Neptune, because its gravity is slightly stronger than Earth's. Since Neptune is so far away, we've only visited it once. Voyager 2 flew by in 1989. But future missions might reveal even more about this deep blue, stormy world.